Shalom, shalom. I'm going to give honor and glory to Yahweh Shem Al Shai. Going through this lesson, Deuteronomy 22 chapter, diverse laws, and it will lead to how marriage was handled in the ancient world. And these laws are double and twofold. Okay, so let's go and get into it. Okay, let's go to Deuteronomy 22 and verse 1. Okay, Deuteronomy 22 and verse 1. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ox or his sheep go astray, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt in any case bring them again unto thy brother. Right, meaning you can't see your brother ox and try to keep it when it is out on the streets and say it is mine now. And it can be anything, a Bible, a bicycle, etc., and whatever it is, and it has to go back to your brethren and even your enemy. According to the Bible, the Lord is talking about the enemy of your own nation and not the enemy of other nations. Okay, let's get a precept on that. All right, let's go to Exodus 23 and 4. All right, it's talking about your enemy. Your enemy is in your nation. Okay, when it's talking about the enemy, it's talking about your nation. All right, our nation. Okay, this is when it's talking about the enemy of your own nation. Okay, it's talking about us. All right, so let's go to Exodus 23 and 4. It's Exodus 23 and 4. If thou meet thy enemy's ox or his ass going astray, thou shalt surely bring it back to him again. Meaning, if it can be your brethren or your enemy ox, and you have to bring it back to the owner. And the Lord is talking about the enemy of your own nation and not the enemy of the other nations. And you have two classes of people in the Bible: the enemy of your nation and the enemy of the other nations, the heathen. Right? Let's go back to Deuteronomy 22 chapter. Deuteronomy 22 and 2. Deuteronomy 22 and 2. Okay, and if thy brother be not nigh unto thee, or if thou know him not, then thou shalt bring it unto thy own house, and it shall be with thee until thy brother seek after it, and thou shalt restore it to him again. Right, you have to hold on to the ox and give it back to the owner when the owner knows that his ox is missing and go looking for it, and he is asking around and he see his ox, and you supposed to tell him that I was meaning to catch up with you and give you your ox back. That's how stuff should be done. And you have people that will steal your ox and help you go look for it, and that is off. Right. Verse 3. In like manner shalt thou do with his ass, and so shalt thou do with his raiment. Raiment mean clothes. And with all lost things of thy brother, which he had lost, and thou hast found, and shalt thou do likewise. Thou mayest not hide thyself. Right, meaning his clothes and his cattle, and that's wicked. A brother lost his ox, and you're nowhere to be found, and hiding thyself, and the ox is gone, and you are gone, and you move from Jerusalem to Samaria with your brethren ox, and no one knows where you are at, and you have packed it up with all of your brethren's belonging. Right, so we can't have that I find it spirit. Okay, I found it, it's mine. Okay, no, you can't do that. All right, let's go to Exodus 20 and 15. All right, okay, Exodus 20 and 15. It's playing on table. Right, Exodus 20 and 15. Okay, this is Exodus. Hold on, my bad. Exodus 20 and 15. Okay, thou shalt not steal. That's playing on tables. Okay, You can't have that I found it and I'm going to keep it type of spirit. And you shall not steal. And you shall not steal and hold on to it until someone required of it. And that's the righteous thing to do. And that is why we had judges and the elders was solve everything when something went wrong or something got stolen, etc., right? Let's go back to the Deuteronomy 4 chapter. Right. Plain on table. You cannot steal, okay? You gotta give that brother back his oxen, his puppies. You see some puppies, you know, this pit bull have a 4-5 of his puppies. No, you can't steal it. You gotta give it back to the brother, okay? Let's go to Deuteronomy 22 and 4, alright? Thou shalt not see thy brother's ass or his ox fall down by the way, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt surely help him to lift them up again. Right. So if in modern day time, if Mike get a flat tire and I'm driving down on I-40 East and I see that Mike got a flat tire, and I can't say, damn, the Most High is judging him, and I keep it moving and say to myself, good luck, Mike. No, you have to pull over to help him out, or your brother on the ladder, and you're supposed to go hold the ladder for him, for he won't fall. Right. You gotta help your brother out. And see your brother on the highway, man, you gotta pull over, okay? You see that brother with that ladder, hey man, let me go over here and help hold this ladder up for this brother, you know what I mean, won't fall. Okay? Right. Okay? Okay, we gotta keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, right? All right. Let's go to Matthew 7 and 12. All right. Okay, we do unto that brother that you want that brother to do unto you. Okay. Let's go to Matthew 7 and 12. It's Matthew 7 and 12. Therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them. For this is the law and the prophets. Right. All the 613 laws containing to Israel, it sums up. And that one thing do unto other that you want to do to you, I shall not steal, or I'm not going to steal his ox, etc., 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 etc. Okay? All right. Let's go to Galatians 6 and 2. Okay? Gotta go to Galatians 6 and 2. Because if I see you going through things, okay, your burden is my burden, and vice versa, right? 6 and 2. Galatians 6 and 2. Galatians 6 and 2. All right, Galatians 6 and 2. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Mashiach. Right. So if I see someone on the highway and they ran out of gas, and now his burden is my burden, and when my brother is going through it and I am going through it, and I am my brother's keeper, and yes, we are actually our brother's keeper, the Israelites, and we have to help each other out, and all the commandments are brotherly love. Right. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 22, should be 5, verse 5. And this is a precept we bring out weekly, you know what I mean, out there on the highways and byways, okay? All right, Deuteronomy 22 and 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man shall a man put on a woman garment, for all that do so are an abomination to the Lord thy God. Right. So it's plain on table. Women, you can't be having on jeans, and men, you can't have on dresses. Women supposed to have on dresses, and men have on jeans, okay? Right. And another thing I want to talk about, you know, you women can be, especially the women in Israel, okay? The ones out in the world, man, they out in the world, they don't know what's going on. But you women out here in this truth, you knowing that you're Israelite, and you want to just wear dresses on the feast days only, and that's not, no, they ain't cut it. You gotta wear a dress every day, okay? And not just have a dress on, you need your fringes on your dress, okay? All right, for you having a vest on with your fringes, and you men too. You men got vests on with fringes. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Having the fringes on your vest, your hoodie, or your coat. But once you take that off, then where your fringes at? You back naked. Okay? So you gotta have fringes on your shirts, man. And women, you gotta have fringes on your dress. Okay? All right? What you worried about? You worrying about your friends, your family? You worrying about your peers? Oh, I don't want to be seen with these fringes on, whatever. Okay? Let me get a precept. Okay? If that's your mindset, all right? Let's go to Luke 9:26. If that's your mindset, let's see what he said. Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Luke 9:26. Okay. For now, whosoever shall be ashamed of me and of my words, okay, all right, of him shall the Son of Man be ashamed of when he shall come in his own glory and in his Father's, and of the holy angel. Right. So Most High saying, you're ashamed of me, then I'm ashamed of you in that day. So get out that mindset. Put them dresses on every day and all day. Get rid of them jeans. Throw them away. Don't keep them in your closet. And just, okay, let me just keep my jeans in my closet. No, throw them away. Okay? Put them dresses on. Put them fringes on dresses. Okay? All right? It's nothing wrong with you having fringes on your vest or whatever. Like I say, take that vest off. Well, guess what? You ain't got no fringes on. Okay? That's just something I had to bring out, you know what I mean? Because let me give one more precept. All right. Zephaniah. Okay. On Zephaniah 1:8. This is Zephaniah 1:8. And it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice that I will punish the princes and the king's children and all such as are clothed with strange apparel. Okay, you ain't got no dress on. You ain't got no dress on. You got strange apparel. Okay, where your fringes at? That's strange apparel. If you ain't got your fringes on, that's a strange apparel. If you ain't got your fringes on, okay, right. You men ain't got your fringes on your shirt, then that's strange apparel. You know what I mean? That's just not talking about fringes. You know, it's spiritual sound as well. Okay, right. So we'll just give some precepts about, you know, hey, this was going to happen. Y'all ain't got your fringes on. You're worrying about what people say, okay, or think. All right. Anyway, okay, but you know, back onto the lesson. Men can't be having on no dresses. Women can't have jeans on. That's confusion to the Most High. Okay, right. And the Most High is not the author of confusion. Okay, let's go to precept. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 14:33. Okay, it's 1 Corinthians 14 and I want 14:33. 14:33. For Yahweh is not the author of confusion, but peace, as in all churches of the saints. Right. The Most High isn't the author of confusion, meaning he didn't want men to wear skirts and dresses and a woman to wear jeans, or being a homosexual and bisexual, etc., right? Because it's a just balance in this thing, right? Because he wants his men to be dominant and his women to be submissive, okay? Right. Proverbs 11:1. It's Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. Right. And the Lord is a just balance, and he's not about 75% on one side and 25% on the other side. And that's a false balance, a abomination to the Lord. And that's why the Most High balanced it out and had a man and a woman, and not two men together or two women together, and that's not going to balance out. And that's why he has a dominant man and a submissive woman to balance that out, and that's a just balance, right? Okay, let's go to Romans 1:26. Okay, because the Most High, he'll give you up to your foul affection, right? Romans 1:26. This is Romans 1:26, okay? For this cause Yahweh gave them up unto a vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. Right. Yahweh gave them up unto foul affection, meaning getting freaky in Babylon and doing all them nasty things in bed, like falling in love with a robot or doing wicked things to yourself for sexual pleasure. And even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And you have a male and a female to produce, and anything outside of that, you hate your race, and you are a coon, and you hate God, and you are not procreating and making your nation to prosper through your seed, right? Okay. He made a male and a female. Okay. Let's go to Mark. Okay. Mark 10, chapter 10. Mark 10:6. But from the beginning of creation, Yahweh made them male and female. Verse 7. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. Verse 8. And they twain shall be one flesh. So then they are no more twain, but one flesh. Right. Meaning a man's supposed to be with a woman and not a man on man or woman on woman, and follow them other nations that are wicked in Babylon. Women wearing jeans and a cap, and a man with a dress and a purse, and our people can act like them heathens, right? Let's go back to Deuteronomy 22, I believe I want verse 6. Okay, 22 and verse 6, okay. If a bird nest chance to be before thee in the way, in any tree, or on the ground, whether they be young ones or eggs, and the dam sitting upon the young or upon the eggs, thou shalt not take thee down with the young. Right, meaning you can't take the mother and the eggs too. And if you take the mother, and then you are taking the source that make the eggs, so don't take the mother, because she need to produce more eggs, and that's common sense. Okay, right. And another example. Don't cut the tree down. Don't cut the apple tree down, okay? Damn. Okay? If you cut the apple tree down to get some apples, Well, how can that tree produce more apples? Okay, common sense is you shake the tree, get you 2 or 3 apples, whatever case may be, you know what I mean, before that tree can still live and produce apple. The Most High ain't dealing with nobody with no wisdom, okay? Right, that's not common sense. You cutting the damn tree down just to get 4 or 5 apples. Now that tree can't produce no more apples, okay? Right. That's verse 7. Let's go to verse 7. But thou shalt in any wise let the dam go, and take the young to thee, that it may be well with thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days. Verse 8. When thou buildest a new house, then thou shalt make a battlement for thy roof, that thou bring not blood upon thy head, upon thine house, if any man fall from thence. Right, meaning you have to have a gate or a balcony, and if you didn't have a rail on your balcony in the ancient time, and that is a penalty if someone slip up or die, and you will get put to death. And for example, a man is enjoying the feast day and they are on the roof and it's no rail around it, and a brother is drinking and slip up and fall, and you try to make excuse why the brother fell off of your balcony, and they will tell him, well, you should have had rails on your balcony and you are going to get put to death for that. So you supposed to have security, meaning rails to look out for your brother and be your brother's keeper, because anything could happen on the balcony. Right. Verse 9. Thou shalt not sow thy vineyard with divers seed, lest the fruit of thy seed which thou hast sown and the fruit of thy vineyard be defiled. Right, meaning no missing apple seeds with plum seeds, and Esau are missing the fruit and making it bigger, and it's a plum cot and a apricots and a plum cot and a apricots is mixed together, and you have hyper fruit and all kinds of fruit they are missing with, so you can miss diverse seed. And also Esau is missing animals with different animals and women with animals, etc., etc., and that's the Dr. Frankenstein spirit. So no planting apples, plums, pears seeds together. And also you want fruit with seed and not seedless like they sell in the stores, like watermelon, etc., etc. Right. So, you know, you can have the fruit with seeds in it, okay? Right. And when I was in the world, I didn't even play that. I didn't even play that getting watermelon at Walmart, because I know they ain't got no seeds in it. You know, I'm from the country, so I always bought my watermelons off the truck. You know, in every city, every state, you'll find some older guy, you know, maybe a younger guy with a truck. You know, they got a truck full of watermelon. You know, they raised up, you know what I mean, from their vineyard. Okay, right. So that's what you want to get a watermelon off the truck. You see on the side of the road. You know they got seeds in it, okay? You know they ain't from the store. But anyway, all right. Let's go to Genesis, okay? Right. Because that GMO, that's a sin, because we should have seed, all right, in our fruits. Okay, let's go to Genesis, start 1:11. We got our seed in our fruits, okay? That's Genesis 1:11, all right? And Yahweh said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth, and it was so. Verse 12. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And Yahweh saw that it was good. Right. And GMO fruit is a sin, and this is the book of the law. And the Lord said, the earth bear the fruit that you should have for yourself. And the scripture says we are going to eat or defile bread amongst the Gentiles, right? and if impossible, avoid GMO and go to the farmer's market and they say organic food, but it is still GMO. Okay, let's go to Ezekiel 4:13. What the Most High said. He said the children of Israel, we're going to eat amongst defiled bread amongst the heathen, the Gentiles, slacky. Let's go to it. Right. Because we in this captivity. Okay. Right. That's Ezekiel 4:13. And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. Right. It was a prophecy that we wouldn't eat the proper food that we used to eat, and that is all we eat is fried fish and fries. And in the ancient world, we eat ram, bullock, goats, cattle, lambs, and we eat good back then in the ancient world. And now the children of Israel are eating their defiled bread among the Gentiles here in Babylon, whither I will drive them. Right. Okay. Right. So we in captivity all over the world. You know what I mean? So, right, we eating unclean foods, and it's captivity. Let's go to the precept, Hosea 9:3, okay? Hosea 9:3. All right. Hosea 9:3. This is Hosea 9:3. They shall not dwell in the Lord's land, but Ephraim shall return to Egypt, and they shall eat unclean things in Assyria. Right. And Egypt and Assyria are parabolic terms for places of captivity for the Israelites, and not literally North Egypt or Assyria in the Mediterranean, but the lands of our captivities were our people in, and it was a prophecy that we would eat unclean things. Right. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 22:9. Deuteronomy 22:9. Thou shalt not sow thy vineyard with diverse seeds, lest the fruit of thy seed which thou hast sown and the fruit of thy vineyard be defiled. Right. And that is on a physical level, and also it can be on a spiritual level as well. Right. Let's go to Mark 4:14. Okay. Because this is on a spiritual level, and it could be on a physical level. Right. Mark 4:14. Okay. And we going out there sowing seed to our people with this word, teaching them the word. Okay. All right. This Mark 4:14. The sower sowed the word. Right. And the sower is the brothers that go out and teach. And what do we sow? The seed, the knowledge of the Most High, as He planted it in your mind, and which is the soil. And you can sow this word to someone that is in Islam, and you open up the KJV Bible and Job and mix it up with the Quran, and that is sowing diverse seed in the vineyard, and the vineyard is the nation of Israel, and we are His pleasant plant. And in order to produce the righteous fruit, it has to be a pure, undefiled, the word of the Most High, not tainted by other doctrine, philosophy, but pure truth. Right. Because who is that vineyard? Is it the other nation, or is it Israel? It's Israel. Okay. Let's go to it. All right. Isaiah 5:7. Isaiah 5:7. Okay. This is Isaiah 5:7. For the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, and the men of Judah his pleasant plant, and he looked it for judgment, but behold, oppression for righteousness, but behold, a cry. Right. The Most High called us his vineyard, and we are teaching the people and going through the precepts, and we have to sow that word, the knowledge of the Most High, and that's what the Most High is saying on a spiritual level. Right. Let's go. So that was on the spiritual level. Okay. So we need to sow our seed in our own nation. Okay. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American, Seminole, Indian women. Okay. All right. So let's go to Sirach 20 and 26. I mean 26 and 20. Okay. All right, this is Sirach 26 and 20. When thou hast gotten a fruitful possession through all the field, sow it with thy own seed, trusting in the goodness of thy stock. 21. So thy race which thou leavest shall be magnified, having the confidence of their good descent. Right. And when you find a woman of your own nation, and that goes in with Tobit the 12th chapter, and all of our fathers took wife of our lineage, and you sow that with your own seed, and make more children, for you can have a good descent come after that. So you know that the children that are left behind, that are Israel, and be raised it up like Israel should be raised it up, and not speaking like a Moabite or any other nation, and eating defiled food, bad cats, dogs, pigs, turtles, etc., and that would be a bad fruit that you have planted and unprofitable mixing with other nations. Right. Let's go to Matthew. Okay. Let's go to Matthew 13, 31. Okay. Matthew 13 and 31. This Matthew 13 and 31. Okay. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is like to a grain of mustard seed, which a man took and sowed it in his field. Right. And the man is Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and the field is the world. Drop down, verse 37. He answered it and said unto them, he that sowed the good seed is the Son of Man. Son of Man is Yahushua, and he sowed the good seed. And yes, Yahushua was keeping the law in Deuteronomy 22 and 9 chapter, and he is the word of the Most High. So if the Lord is planting the seed, and he is not going to mix up the seed with anything else. Right. Verse 38. The field is the word. It's like it. Read that again. The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. When the Lord put the children on the earth, the elect, and he is going to put us in our own righteousness, and he's not going to mix the Edomites amongst us or Moabites amongst us, and he is not going to mix the first seed in the vineyard. And Yahushua is the top husbandman of all time, and he is making sure these things are planted, the laws, the living water, to make this seed, this mustard seed, these significant people to upgrade to the kingdom. Right. So let's go to Luke. Okay. Because let's go to Luke 9 and 57. All right. As he telling them, all right, go plant the seeds to the Israelites. Right. Go go plant this word to the Israelites. It's 9 and start at 57. Okay, that's Luke 9:57. Okay. And it came to pass that as they went in the way, a certain man said unto him, Lord, I will follow thee whithersoever thou goest. 58. And Yahushua said unto him, foxes have holes, and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man have not where to lay his head. 59. And he said unto another, follow me. But he said, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father. Verse 60, Yahushua said unto him, let the dead bury their dead, but go thou and preach the kingdom of Yahweh. Meaning, go plant the seed of the Israelites that had ears to hear, and be watchmen among the city. Right. Verse 61. Verse 61. And another also said, Lord, I will follow thee, but let me first go bid them farewell, which are at home at my house. 62. And Yahushua said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back, it is fit for the kingdom of Yahweh. Right. When you take the plow, and when you are going to the vineyard and into the field, and the plow is to tilt the land, and now you are planting seeds, and if you put your hand forward to doing the work, and you are looking back into the world, and you are worried about what's happened to whatever going on in the world that is precious to you, and you're not fit for the kingdom. So if you are on the highways and byways and doing the work, and pray to the Most High, don't take the spirit off of you, and if he take it from you, and you're not fit for the kingdom, and that is said, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Right. So we can't be caught up in the maze of this world. All right. Let's go to Timothy 2 and 4. Timothy 2 and 4. Okay, this 2 Timothy 2 and 4. Okay. No man that worded or entangled it himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who had chosen him to be a soldier. Right, meaning in this truth, you can get caught up in the maze of this world, or your old woman in the world when you used to talk to her when you was 22 years old, and you getting caught in your job and in this life, and when you entangle yourself, and you will get trapped up in our job is the deep path of Yahushua, and that's the way. Right. Verse 5. And if a man also strive for mastery, yet is he not crowned except he strive lawfully. Verse 6. The husbandman that labored it must be first partaker of the fruits. Right, meaning we are husbandmen, and we are laborers, like the brother are out there in the winter time on the highways and byways when it is 10 degrees, raking up the ground. Summertime, fall, winter, spring, when your back, neck, knees are hurting, and you're around all year round because you are a husbandman and you're laboring, and any great gardener will be out there in the elements in any weather condition and making sure his fruit is coming up to prosper in his hand. Right. Right. Bear with me real quick. Get this off there. Right, let's go back to Deuteronomy 22 and 10. Deuteronomy 22 and 10, okay. All right, Deuteronomy 22 and 10. Thou shalt not plow with an ox and an ass together. Meaning you can't plow with an ox and ass because one of them are stronger than the other one, and it will cause confusion on the vineyard and the seed, and one going this way and the other one is a little stronger. And another example, you're not going to put 24 rims in the front and 16 rims in the back, and that's madness. And you go over the speed bumps and your car breaking down, or your speed monitor is off because the different size tires, right? Verse 11. Thou shalt not wear a garment of divers sort, as of woolen and linen. It's like woolen and linen together, right? And it is kind of hard not doing this in captivity. And if you sew your garment and you start with silk and you're getting it in, and if you try and mix it up and put some wool in it, and now your garment is stitched it with wool and linen together, and that's confusion. And on a spiritual level, your garment is the knowledge, this truth. So you can start with the garment of the Most High and then put on a garment of Islam or Christianity, and the Lord isn't with all of that mixed match spirit, and everything has to be matched and dressed to according on a spiritual level, right? Verse 12. Thou shalt make the fringes upon the four quarters of thy vestures, wherewith thou coverest thyself. Fringes and four quarters meaning all around your garment, and it's okay to wear the zits, but we are to wear fringes as well, okay? Verse 13. If any man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her, verse 14, and give occasion of speech against her, and bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid, right? Meaning, if I had a daughter, and I give her to a brother, and the brother marry my daughter, and they lie down together, and he say, I lay down with this woman and was expecting a virgin, and she wasn't after I laid with her, and he's going to be mad, and I can sell him a car with a 200,000 miles on it, and he was looking for a car around 10,000 miles on it, and he's not getting what it is worth, and he is paying something that he is expecting for to have that value. So back in the ancient days, virgins were very highly valued back then, because men married virgin back then, and the percent was high of getting a virgin and laying down with a woman. And if you lay down with a wife and she wasn't a virgin, you're going to get cussed out, and he is going to be mad about it and be saying, I'm not dealing with this woman, and she's not a virgin. And in the ancient world, men went to the father to get approval of the marriage, and not like they do in Babylon and run game and sneak your daughter out of the house or call her and have sex with her in a car, etc., etc. Right. Okay, right, because back then they dealt with virgins, okay? Rebecca was a virgin, okay? Let's go to Genesis 24 and 16. I mean Genesis. Genesis 24, 16. Okay. All right, this is Genesis 24 and 16, right? And and the damsel was very fair to look upon, a virgin, neither had any man known her. And she went down to the well and filled her pitcher, and came up. Right, Rebecca was fair to look upon, a virgin, neither had any man known her. And it says she is a unmarried woman, and no man has been with her. And sometimes being a virgin doesn't mean they never had sex with a man. And sometimes a virgin mean a young woman, marriageable age. But right now we are focused on a woman that never have laid down with a man. Right. Right. So let's go to account that Jacob worked it out. What's them 7 years? What's the 7 years for Laban's daughter, right? Not like they do in this world, you know what I mean? Sticking your daughter out the house or whatever, running game on it, right? So, right, let's get a count on that. This is Genesis 29 and 14, okay? Genesis 49:14. And Laban said to him, surely thou art my bones, thou art my bone and my flesh. And he abode with him the space of a month. And Laban said, the verse 15, and Laban said unto Jacob, because thou art my brother, shouldest thou therefore serve me for naught? Tell me what shall thy wages be? Right, if you work for me, you're my family. I am going to put something in your pocket. And that's what Laban said to Jacob, right? Verse 16, and Laban had 2 daughters. The name of the eldest was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. Verse 17, Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and well-favored. Verse 18, and Jacob loved Rachel and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter. Right, Jacob had to work 7 years for Rachel's father to marry her, and that is how they given their daughters away for working for 7 years. And that goes back to the law, 6 years of work, and you get released on the 7th year. A dowry, a price paid by the suitor to the parents of the prospector bride, and the portion that the bride brought to her husband, and that is the dowry that you would pay for your woman in the ancient days. And we should be doing that because it is the law. The dowry is what you will pay for your woman, and you can find this in the Solomon Bible Dictionary. And we all have to get back to these righteous acts in the law, how to marry our women and our laws as well, right? So let's go back to Deuteronomy, okay? 22. I think I'm on verse 15, 22 and 15. Then shall the father and the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel virginity unto the elders of the city and the gate. It's like in the gate. Right, meaning the token is a sign. The token of her virginity is the proof that she is a virgin, that the blood that going to be on the sheet. And if you lay down with a virgin and you going to see blood, and the parents will hold on to the bloody sheet, and that is like insurance, just in case a man might say, look, you have given me this woman and she is not a virgin, and he might say that after 3 months, and maybe she can't cook right, or he wants to be wicked, and he is going to come up with any excuse to get his money back and bring up an evil name in his household. And they going to say, hold on now, and she was a virgin, and they are going to go to the elders and take out the sheet and say, who blood is this? And now he is not going to have any answer, and he is going to have to deal with it. So that's the token of virginity. Okay. All right. Let's go to Matthew. All right. Go to Matthew 1:18. You know, because, like I say, in the Bible, it don't always mean a virgin meaning a virgin. See, a virgin mean a marriageable woman. Okay. Let's go to Matthew 1:18. Okay. Now this Matthew 1:18. Now the birth of Yahushua Mashiach was on this wise, when as his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph, before they came together, she was found with child of the Holy Ghost. Verse 19. Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man, and not willing to make her a public example, was minded to put her away privately. Verse 20. But while he thought on these things, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a dream, saying, Joseph, thou son of David, fear not to take unto thee Mary thy wife, for that which is conceived in her is of the Holy Ghost. When they say Holy Ghost, talking about the Holy Spirit. Okay. All right. 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahushua, for he shall save his people from their sin. Verse 22. Now all this was done, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying, 23. Behold, a virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which being interpreted is Yahweh with us. Right. And when it say a virgin, and we know Mary was a young woman of marriageable age, and there is no virgin birth in the scripture, and meaning she never laid it down with a man, and then the angel came and had sex with her, and now she had birth to the Lord, and the Lord had an angelic father, or the Holy Spirit is his father. Right. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 22:16. I think I want verse 16. Deuteronomy 22:16. Right. And the damsel father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hated her. Verse 17. And lo, he had given occasions, it's like a speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid, and yet these are the token of my daughter's virginity, and they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city. Right. Meaning they will say, you are lying, that I have proved that she is a virgin, because these things could be bad for this man, and this man just found out that he given his daughter to this man, and lying that she is a virgin, and this man's name is completely tarnished, and no one is going to want to deal with his daughter anymore, or he might not want to come to the feast day, and he might be from Jerusalem and might have to move to another city and be a stranger or sojourn. So now you have to know what you are getting yourself into, and if you did this, you have to make sure it is done the right way. Right. Verse 18. And the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him. Right, meaning they pretty much going to cuss him out and say, why would you do this? Verse 19. And they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver, and give them unto the father of the damsel, because he had brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel, and she shall be his wife. He may not put her away all his days. And now the man has to pay 100 shekels of silver, and the original price is 50 shekel of silver, but this man had to pay 100 shekel to the father, and that is what you got, pain and suffering. And now they have a certain thing called defamation of character, right? And people get paid off of that, or pain and suffering, etc., etc. And if you go to court in Babylon, but back in the ancient world, 50 shekels for the price of the bride, but the man have to come up with the extra 50 shekels for simply putting a bad name on this man. And this is a big thing because everyone is watching, and they are at the gates, and everyone is at the gates, and this is like center stage. The spotlight is on them and saying it's going down at the gate, and someone might get stoned or beat up. The woman spits like the woman spit in a man's face at the gate, etc., etc., and everything goes down at the gate of our nation, and also throwing money to our feet as well. And also that's why the elders was at the gates, because it was wisdom there. Why? And it says you can't put away your wife all his days, but in the ancient time you could put away your wife for any cause. But this situation occurred that you couldn't put away your wife, right? Let's go to Proverbs 24:7. Okay, because at the gate they drop in, knowledge, wisdom, okay, riddles. So all right, because basically, if you're a fool, you gotta be quiet at the gate. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's Proverbs 24:7. Wisdom, it's like Proverbs 24:7. Wisdom is too high for a fool. He opened not his mouth in the gate. Right. And why he couldn't come to the gate? Because it was a high level of knowledge going on at the gate. So you couldn't walk past the gate, and they are speaking in parables and riddles. And if you come up there and you had to be quiet, and a wise man would hear that and kind of add to it, but a fool kind of have to be quiet, right? Okay, let's go to Proverbs 1:20, right? Let's go to Proverbs 1:20. Wisdom cried it without, she uttered her voice in the street. 21. She cried it in the chief place of concourse, in the opening of the gates in the city. She uttered her words, saying, 22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorner delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge, right? And that sound like a elder saying this to you. And how long are you going to be simple, and smack you on the head or ear, and telling you how long will you love simplicity, and you scorn it at wisdom? And that is what they did in the ancient world, and go to the gate to get wisdom, right? Let's go back to 22, Deuteronomy 22, should be 19. 22 and 19. And they, and they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver, and give them unto the father of the damsel, because he had brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel, and she shall be his wife. He may not put her away all his days, right? Meaning it say you can't put away your wife all his days, but in the ancient time you could put away your wife for any cause. But this situation occurred, you couldn't put away your wife, right? Let's go to Matthew 19:7. Because the Pharisee, they asked Yahushua, why did Moses Why did Moses say we can, loosely paraphrase him, we can put away our wives? Right. But listen to what Yahushua said. Okay. It's Matthew 19:7. Matthew 19:7. Okay. They say unto him, why did Moses command to give a writing divorce and to put her away? Back in the ancient world, ancient time, in Deuteronomy 24 chapter, you could put away your wife if she didn't make the unleavened bread right, and she could say, I will get it right the next time, and you could say, no, you're out of her. And that's what all men would do back in those ancient days, right? Verse 8, he said unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your heart, suffer you to put away your wives, but from the beginning it was not so. Meaning Adam didn't divorce Eve for going off, and Abraham didn't divorce Sarah when she laughed it and kind of made up that story that she didn't laugh at the Lord and the angels. And Jacob didn't put away Rachel when she threw a fit in Genesis 30 chapter, and they dealt with their wives and worked things out. Verse 9, and I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another commit adultery, and whoso marry her which is put away do commit adultery. Right, meaning the only reason now that you can put away your wife, she has to commit adultery. And adultery means she is laying down with another man while she is with you, and she could be promised to you, or you could be married to her or laid together, and she is dealing with another man, and that is adultery. And that is not talking about spiritual fornication, and it's talking about literally fornication and literally adultery. And now if you marry a woman, that's put away, and that's adultery too. And I put away my wife, and you marry my wife, and that's adultery, and that caused the land to fall to whoredom. And if you put away your wife for adultery, and you can be like, okay, let's work it out, and you can't do that because that land is defiled. Right. Let's go to the classic, Jeremiah 3:1. Okay. Because once that land, you put your seed, and you put that seed in that woman, and she already on dealt with another man, that land is polluted. Okay, you can't do it. Let's go to Jeremiah 3:1. This is Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah 3:1. They say, if a man put away his wife and go, and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again to me, said the Lord. Right, meaning your wife was at a spring break party in a pool and got dealt with by another man, or maybe 3 guys, and she came back to Oklahoma, and you find out, and she got her head down saying to him, baby, I'm sorry, I was drunk. And you can be that brother that say, we all make mistakes, and we can get through this and overcome it, and this not what this is about. Shall not that land be greatly polluted? Meaning not literally land, but the land you plant your seed in. And that is what makes you a husbandman, putting your seed in the land. But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, meaning Israel was dealing with a lot of lovers, the Canaanites, Moabites, gods, on a spiritual level. And Jeremiah 3:1 chapter is dealing with the spiritual fornication. But now when your woman is dealing with another man, it's over, and there is no second chance with that. And also, we Jakes has to stop being simple when it comes to our women, right? Okay, let's go to Deuteronomy 24 chapter. All right. Deuteronomy 24. All right, it's Deuteronomy 24 and 1, okay? When a man, it's like when a man had taken a wife and married her, and it comes to pass that she find no favor in his eyes, because he have found some uncleanness in her, then let him write her a bill of divorcement and give it in her hand and send her out of his house. Verse 2, and when she is departed out of his house, she may go and be another man's wife. Verse 3, and if the latter husband hate her, and write her a bill of divorce and give it in her hand and send her out of his house, or if the latter husband died which took her to be his wife. Verse 4, her former husband which sent her away may not take her again to be his wife. After that she is defiled, for that is abomination before the Lord, and thou shalt not cause the land to sin which the Lord thy Yahweh giveth thee for an inheritance. Right, meaning if you cut her off and she go marry someone else and they separated and there is no reconciliation of that, and whatever y'all had is done, and you have to move on with your life, and just like she moved it on with her life, so no going back to what you had before and try to bring back memories. So don't go back to your wife physically, and the Most High will send you a righteous woman. And also, if you take your wife back, that's a sin after she already went and married someone else, and that is getting put to death, right? Let's go to Proverbs. Okay, because we gotta use wisdom. All right. Because messing with these strange women, okay? Proverbs 6 and 20. I want 6. Start at verse 23. Start verse 23. All right. The Proverbs 6 and 23. For the commandments is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproof of instruction are the way of life. Verse 24, to keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattering of the tongue of a strange woman. Right? It's like you. So wisdom is going to keep you from these strange women that are married, and this is what the contest is going into, and they are trying to seduce you, and you will have women that will do that in the world and will take their ring off and say, I'm not really married, or come up with any kind of excuse. 25, lust not after her beauty in thy heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids. Verse 26, for by means of a whorish woman a man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. A man is brought to a piece of bread, meaning to nothing, and an adulteress will hunt for a man's life, and a woman will lead mentally and then physically, and they are with you, but they are plotting on another man, and they are scrolling and looking and saying he is the next one, and he is going to be my ex's route, and they will see if y'all have something in common together and use that to open things up. The stepping stone. Verse 27. Can a man take a fire fire in his bosom, and his clothes not be burnt. Yes, you will be burnt. Right. Verse 28. Can one go up on hot coals, and his feet not be burnt? 29. So he that goeth into his neighbor's wife, whosoever toucheth her shall not be innocent. Verse 30. Men do not despise a thief if he steal to satisfy his soul when he is hungry. Right. If a brother is hungry and steal a apple, and you like, damn brother, but the brother is starving though, and you not going to be that mad at him because he is starving and he is on his way out and he need that apple. Right. Verse 31. But if he be found, he shall restore sevenfold. He shall give all the substance of his house. Verse 32. But whoso committed adultery with a woman lacked knowledge, lacked understanding. He that doeth it destroy his own soul. Verse 33. a womb and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. Right. Who's going to give him the wombs, meaning the husband, when he find out, and them stones when he gets stoned to death. Right. Verse 34. For jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. Right. Meaning a jealous man will rage on another man that's having adultery with his wife. Verse 35. He will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts. He will not regard ransom, meaning you can't pay that man off. And if you catch a man committed adultery and he can't say, I have $30 for you, and the brother say, all right, and take it, and that brother is weak and you don't need to be around that brother, and you should want blood and put him to death and stone him for dealing with his wife. Right. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 22. I think I want verse 20. 22 and 20. All right. 22 and 20. 22 and 20. But if this thing be true, and the token of virginity be not found for the damsel. 21. Then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her with stones, that she died, because she had wrought folly in Israel to play the whore in her father's house. So shall thou put evil away from among you. Right. Meaning, if you found out this woman wasn't a virgin, and it was true, and it was no token of virginity to be found, and they straight up lied, and the father had a master plan and said, we are going to get some money out of him, and you pretend you're a virgin and play that role in that bed, and we are going to get this money, and you play this role, or we will split it 50-50. And he is simple, and he's not going to understand. He don't know the law, and they might find out that this woman really wasn't a virgin, and guess what? She gets stoned to death, and you have to put away that evil among you. And we have women today in Babylon lying about they are a virgin, and they never did anything, and they supposed to be stoned to death. Right. 22. If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die, both the man that lay with the woman, and the woman. So shall thou put away evil from Israel. Right. That's straight up adultery. And if you get caught laying down with a woman that is married, and you both get stoned to death. Right. Let's get a precept on that, okay? Let's go to Leviticus 20 and 10. All right. This Leviticus 20, Leviticus 20:10. And the man that committed adultery with another man's wife, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. Right, meaning the man and woman will get put to death, and it was no forgiveness in the ancient world, but now you can repent from it and don't do it no more. Right. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 22 and 23. If a man, Slaki, it's Deuteronomy 22 and 23. If a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto an husband, and a man find her in the city and lie, Slaki, and lie with her. Right. This is a young woman, and betrothed is a ancient term meaning that she is promised to another man, and they might not lay together or had the wedding feast for 14 days like the book of Tobit, or interest of covenant written out, as she is just simply promised to him. And even when a woman is promised to you, and that is still your wife according to the Bible, and that is why this man laid down with this woman that's promised to another man, and that Lord and the Lord said it is still adultery. Right. Verse 24. Then ye shall bring them both out unto the gate of that city, and ye shall stone them with stones, that they die. The damsel because she cried not, being in the city, and the man because he had humbled his neighbor's wife. So thou shalt put away evil from among you. Meaning she has to die because she didn't cry out, and meaning she was willing. And there are situations that you lay down with a woman and she is promised to another man, that you forced it yourself on her, and she cried out. And this situation, she didn't cry out, and meaning she was willing, and she might say he forced himself on me, and they are going to say we didn't hear that, and it sounds like you were getting into this thing. So both of them, they taking them out and stone them with stones. And when other people see this, that they can put a spirit on them not to commit adultery, and everyone is throwing rocks at them, and everyone has to get involved to stone them. Right. Verse 25. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die. Meaning, if you find a woman that is promised to another man and you rape her, and that is a woman being betrothed, and only the man get put to death, and you can't punish the woman that got raped, and this was against her power. Right. Verse 26. But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter. Right, meaning same thing, a man get wounded in a fist, in a fight, it's like in a fight, because a man intention to hurt him, and you can't punish that man that got hurt, and you take down the murderer. Right. Verse 27. For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, and there was none to save her. 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found. This is a younger unmarried woman, and she is not promised to another man, and he laid it down with her, and the father found out. Verse 29. Then the man that laid it, then the man that laid with her shall give unto the damsel father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he had humbled her, and he may not put her away all his days. Right. So if a man lay down with a woman and lay hold on her and have sex with her, and he can't put her away, and he got to pay the father 50 shekels of silver. And if a man do that to your daughter, and you are going to be mad about it, and the father has to get confiscated for 50 shekel for his daughter that the man did to her by having sex with her, and pay the loss of his daughter, and he can't put her away because he forced it himself on her, and now you are in this household that you have a woman that was forced it, and she got to deal with you, and you got to deal with her, and now your household are all confusion now. But if she commit adultery, and then he can't put her away. Right. Verse 30. A man shall not take his father's wife, nor discover his father's skirt. Right. Meaning no laying down with your mother and trying to keep it in the family, and that is going off. And we can't do what the Egyptian did, kill the father and lay down with your mother, and the Canaanites were into this as well. And we can't be involved in the ways of the other nation. Right. So that's Deuteronomy 22 chapter, right? Okay, right. So I'm going to give honor and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Shalom.